All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to day 3 of our Take Action, Take Action series. And glad that you're here with us today. And we are going to be moving right along with our event that we have today. And we had a little break and we had a little homework. So hopefully you participated and did your homework so that gives you a lot more understanding of what we're going to be doing today. All right. Well, our trainer is none other than Peter Moniro from New Zealand. He's been training us throughout the whole entire week, and we're going to continue on gleaning from his knowledge, gleaning from all of his expertise that he has, and he's been so willing to share with us this week. So get your pens and paper out, be able to take notes, lots of notes. Peter is our senior trainer in e-commerce because he's been doing this for quite some time. He has a heart for helping the community. If you have questions, this is the time to ask them. And we do want you to be here in the Zoom room because afterwards we're going to shut down that YouTube channel. And for those here in the room, I have an opportunity to ask those personal questions and able to help them with their business. So we do want you in the room. The link will be in the description box in a few moments. Okay, in a few moments. So give me a few minutes to get there. But if you're here from the first 2 days, it's going to be the same exact link that we have had all along. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Peter Moniro, who's going to be training us today. And welcome to the stage, Peter. Thank you.
It's nice to be here, and yeah, look, I kind of sort of noticed the break that we had, and so yeah, it was kind of unfortunate that I had to take that day off, but I had other obligations on that day. So thanks for coming back. I noticed that we've still got a couple of more people that had been on before that not quite here yet, but that's okay. This is going to be on YouTube. And hello, Narciso, good to see you. And then we've also got Vince and Dr. Lisa, Tyra, and Chanel. So good to have you guys here. All right, so I'm going to share my screen because we're just going to get into it. There's a lot to cover, and we'll just get straight into it. All right, so day 3, special assets. Now, I said we're going to cover different things on the right-hand menu of the Groove Pages back end, and then we're going to cover the left side menu. But we've also got some stuff to cover in terms of the right-hand menu when it comes to attributes, custom attributes. But so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be. You want me to start again? So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be covering navigation bar, parent and child pages. Basically what that means is you've got a main page and then you've got a sub page. We're going to be covering the mega menu. If you're not too sure how to actually create a mega menu, we're going to go through that, and pop-ups and notification bar, global blocks, and like I just said there, custom attributes and embed codes. All right, so those really they're kind of advanced, but a lot of people don't really know how to do a pop-up. It's a little bit challenging because when they actually think that they've created a pop-up and it doesn't work, there's reasons behind that. So we'll go through that. The notification bar is dead easy. Global blocks, again, that can be a little bit confusing, and custom attributes can be too as well. But embed codes is pretty straightforward. So we'll go through it one by one. Now, hopefully you guys have actually done something on your website since the last time that we got together. And so it was about styling and functionality. We're going to be doing more of the functionality today, obviously. But the styling, you've got your color all sorted out in terms of the colors that you want to use. I really don't use any more than, in terms of like a theme, if you like, I don't really use more than 2 or 3 colors. Now, you might say, well, that's a different color, that's a different color. And those are different colors, but they're not the main colors. So the main colors is the purple, the red, and the blue. All right, because you see that pretty much everywhere. You see it up here. You see the blue, the red, blue, and the red here. You see the purple of the on the navigation bar, and then of course you're going to see it down here at the bottom as well. All right, so and over here, there's the blue there as well. So it looks a little bit, well, it looks quite a bit different from the last time that you guys actually caught up, or that we did our last session. Obviously, I've just done a little bit more styling. It didn't really take me long, and so at the end of the day, it's just knowing how to do it and then actually practice. You know, just continuously doing something on it. Doesn't matter if you're not building a website, you could always just do a demo page or whatever, but get some practice in. You notice that I've actually gone with the curves or the rounded corners, and I've kept that pretty much with around all the different boxes that you can, or the buttons, the boxes, and yeah, so that's, you want to maintain the curves. If you're going to use curves or semicircles, whatever you want to call them, make sure that it's consistent all through your website, just to give it that look and feel. And as you can see here, I've only just put 2 curves on the corners, and here, this is something you may want to try too. You notice that with step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, they're different shades of blue. All right, and that's just to, I guess, to represent the different steps, really. Okay. We have the what do you call it? The testimonial area down here, and and then I'll just grab little pictures from generally the internet, basically, and I'll just pop them in there. If you're not too sure how to do that, we'll go through that. I won't go through that anyway. All right, so that's where we're kind of at. Nothing works on the buttons at the moment because they're buttons. That's why they look like they do work. But we're not linking to anything at this stage. Okay. All right. Now let's just to recap in terms of what we were following. This is the wireframe that we were following, and of course it doesn't look like much there, but at the end of the day, we've kind of actually followed the same plan when it comes to this. So, all right. One more thing that I need to actually tell you is that the other day when we covered like these containers and blocks and stuff like that, I actually put this in a two container block. So it was half and half, and I had the text underneath the GrooveFunnels mastery title, and then I had the button in its own container. Well, I've actually gone and changed it just for aesthetics, sort of like in terms of the look and also for responsiveness, and it actually works better if I just separate them. So that's a 3 container block. So you might want to do that if you actually followed what I've been doing and you've done it pretty much the same as what I've done here. Okay, so that's a 3 container block. The other thing is that I have actually done a little bit of responsiveness in the different, so I'm going to close this here, in the different devices. So if you go here, this is a laptop. So you can see how that's nice and sort of it's responding well to the laptop view. What else? Yeah, and then we go up to here. This is the tablet, kind of like horizontally, I guess, or bigger tablet. And again, I've added the responsiveness there. Now, the one thing that I did do, if you noticed on the wider view, we've got the login sign up here and the logo over here. But on this one, we've got it towards the middle, and I've done that on purpose. It was actually over here, but it didn't look right. I actually wanted to center it so that it looks a lot better. G'day, Johan. Good to have you here. And also, if you can just see, there's a little little black hamburger menu icon, and we don't really want that black. We want it white. So I'm literally going to change that in here, so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go over to, not text, hang on, where are we? Oh, what is that one there? Here, is it that one? No. There, background color. Yeah, so it is text, yep. So we're going to go there, go to text, but it's not actually working by the looks of it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So we want that hamburger, especially if you're on a dark background, you want that to be white. Let's just check on the here. That's gone. Yep, it's done it there. You see here, now this, I think I've left this one unresponsive because I wanted to go through it. So this one is not responsive. As you can see, like that's all out of kilter, and so are those. So I'm going to go through that now just so that you've got a bit of an example of how you can actually align all these. All right, so starting with the menu up the top here, I'm going to go on to, I think we need to be container there. So I'm going to try and center those in the layout. So I'm going to, no, that's not working. Let's go one back. Let's go nav bar and see if that works. No. Okay. Not sure why it's not centering. Maybe try that. Oh yeah, there we go. So yeah. So the container just before the nav bar, because that's actually sitting in the container. So that's what we would actually want to do, is we want to actually center the nav bar so that it looks good and not so wide apart. Let's just check that the mobile's like that. Yep. All right. So I'm just going to work on this one here on this particular device. So I'm going to switch the toggle off so that off actually, so that we're only working on this device and nothing else, because I've actually done all these and I don't really need to do them again, but this is the one that I actually need to change. All right, so I actually haven't done nothing with this one. As you can see, things are actually not too bad. The buttons over here, maybe we could center the button to make it look a bit better. That's not too bad there like that, but if we want to make this look a little bit more aligned, then we can center that. So let's just do that now. So we will probably actually select the whole container by the looks, and then we'll just go over to here, layout. That's already centered. Oh, all right. This is one thing I always keep forgetting to do. When it does that, it's generally because we need to actually set this up. Now, what is it? Is that horizontal or vertical? Vertical, there we go. All right, as you saw, it was already on vertical, but because when I actually clicked on it and then clicked on it again, it actually implemented the change. That's actually not too bad for the big button, but I'm going to see if I can make that smaller because we don't really need that big button there. Okay, button. So we'll just make that smaller. We'll come down to size. Let's just bring that percentage down a bit. Okay, that's actually going to the left, but we'll bring it down a bit and let's see if we can center that. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to center that. What else can we do here? We can go there. There we go. All right, so what you've just witnessed is a little bit of like, it's a kind of like one of those, there's a lot of little quirks when it comes to the Groove platform. And a lot of people don't realize that, okay, you know, like just before I couldn't center it, but when I actually played around with it and did this, you know, clicked on that and then clicked center, it actually centered. All right, so just remember that some of these features are not going to work for you straight away, but just actually change positions and then go back to the position or the location you want that button to go. then that will help. So those are some of the little anomalies when it comes to the Groove platform that a lot of people don't discover or don't know unless you're using it all the time. And you know, like I've spent hours in terms of like well, I shouldn't say hours, thousands of hours, basically, you know, finding out all these different things, finding out different workarounds, why that's happening, why this is happening. And you just got to try all these little things when it comes to Groove, especially Groove pages. All right. So now we've got it centered, which is cool. That looks a lot better because that actually aligns with the whole menu and the top and the heading and all that sort of thing. Now this is the one here that we need to sort out. Now we've got this one here, which is hidden on here, mainly because when I actually did it, when I did it on one of these pages, oh, that one there, I actually hid the whole lot, but I don't want to do that on here. In fact, I want to hide this one and not that one, but let's just give this a try. Even though it's in the hidden mode, I'm still going to work on it and see if we can actually get this centered. So I'm going to click one box at a time, go to layout, and then I'm going to go center. Okay, again, so this is the container before the layout. So this is the container is actually holding the layout. And then we're going to over here, center. And you can see it changing there. And center again. And all we're going to do is we're going to hide this one here. So we're going to click the whole block, come down to layout, come up to here, and it's already saying none, but it's not, okay? We know that it's not hidden. We want to put it on none, so we go down here and we click on none. Again, this is what I mean. Don't take it for granted that what it says is what it should be doing, because sometimes that's what happens unless you actually give it. It's kind of like a little nudge and a little bit of a shake up, and then it'll actually change. And then we're going to unhide this one. So we're going to unhide this block, and all we got to do is just come over here again, come here, and then go default, and that will show up. All right, so now we've got that so far. We've done all that. This is not centered, so we need to center that. Again, we're going to go into the container that's actually before the layout. Now, when I say before, there's the container, then there's the layout, and then there's the container, and there's the block. So basically, the layout is this here is sitting in a container, and both of those are sitting in another container, which is this one here. All right. So this is the one that we actually, it could be that one or it could be this one. We'll just try it out, but we want to center the image. All right, so we're going to come over here and let's go there and center. All right, same here. We want to click the container and then come down to layout and then center. This one here as well, you can see that the text is actually not aligned properly. So instead of actually doing the whole container, I'm just going to do these individually, and I'm going to go up to text here and go center, and there, center. Oh, hang on. Okay, that might be a bit different, that one. Let's go up. We'll go up to the actual whole container and see what actually happens. So that's layout. Let's try that. No. Container. Try that one. Like I said, sometimes you need to play around with this. Now that may be because maybe we shouldn't be using the text one. Maybe we'll go down to here and we'll try this one. There we go. So play around with it, and then you'll get to learn some of these things here. So again, we want to center that one. Why is that not working? Okay, I know why. Container, layout, center. All right. And again, this one here. Let's try that there. And then we also want to center the text. Yeah, like that. And we want to center this one here as well. See how I just played around with it, because it wasn't, it was already on centered, but it wasn't actually centered. So I just played around with it. we've got a few things here that's a little bit too close to the image up the top there. That seems to be okay. This is probably a little bit, looks a little bit funny. So what we're going to do, instead of actually making that bigger or do anything with the spacing, I'm going to try and just bring the text down a wee bit. I'm going to bring it down to maybe about 12. We'll make it 14, and this one here as well. We'll bring the text down on that one a wee bit. We'll make that about 16. So it's still not actually changing. So like we're still coming over to the edge here. So what I might do here is actually just, I'll change all the text. So that's 12, 14. Oh, 14, and that is 16. Can just type it in actually. Yeah. Do the same there. 16, that's 16 as well. 16. This is kind of what it's like really when you're doing websites, is you're actually forever doing little things like this just to try and sort of make it look good. So it can be a little bit tedious, but it's worth it. All right, so we actually do have too much this part here towards the bottom. Let's have a look at some of the spacing. You can see there's a bit of spacing there. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take down that 20 a wee bit, and then that one as well. Take that one down. Oh, yeah, it just looks too big anyway. I don't think that 160, so that's okay. Spacing. There we go. Getting lost here. All right, so it still doesn't look right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, and this is the thing, is that we're going to have to do like these individually. So actually, hang on, we might be able to go up one there. No, we can grab the whole lot, and we can add some spacing at either side of the text here. So I'm just going to there, and I'm going to put in maybe we'll try 15. We'll try 20. All right. 20 seems to be okay. That's fine. Do the same again here. We'll click on one of these and then go up, and then we get the whole container, and then we'll add some spacing in here. 20. This is all really to help, obviously, with being responsive on a mobile device, and that's why you need to play around with it. Okay, other than that, I think everything else looks okay. So except for this, there's this one, and there's another one too, by the way. So we want to actually add some space between the image and that. So we're just going to click. We can click on the container that has the button if you like. Doesn't really matter, or even on that one there. I'm going to add it to that one there, and I'm going to put the spacing, and there's no reason or rhyme why it should be on the outside or on the inside. But I'm going to go on the outside. This is my preference, and then add a bit of spacing. So I've actually put 20, and I think there's another, these ones here. Again, I'm going to go on the text. And if you're going to do one like that, do follow that on with others as well, other different things. Like if you're going to use the outside rather than inside, just to get into the habit of doing it a certain way, then when you go, then you know that you've done it that way. It's easier to actually identify or troubleshoot in terms of if it's not responsive enough. That there looks a little bit too close to the bottom, but I'm not too sure if I'm concerned about that. We'll add some spacing on that as well. I could actually add a bit of spacing on that. So I'm going to go on the button, and then I'll put, I might put 10 on that. Yeah, and then I'll do the same with this one here. I'll put 10 on the outside. Yep. And then that one there. 10 on the outside. And it looks like I haven't aligned the text on this one. So I'm going to, I think I needed to, yep. So I'm going to actually do center here, center, and then I'm going to click on that for the next container up, and I'm going to go to layout and then go center. And of course, there's some spacing. I think that was 20. So I'm going to come on to this again, and we're going to do some spacing of 20. All right, I think I'm actually done here. All this is done. Now, I know I've got a different background on here, different color. It kind of doesn't look right like that, but what I might do just to, no, I don't think I'll put some, I was thinking about putting corners on it, but I'll leave it like that. I can either leave it like that or actually just do it no color at all and just have white in the background, but I think I'll leave it like that. But what I have done is I've done exactly that, what I've just said on the mobile. You notice there's no color there. I just think it looks a bit better when you look on it on the mobile device. All right. As you can see here, these are all the buttons are actually a bit closer than we did on the other one, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to bother too much on those ones. So everything's quite responsive here. All right. And as you can see, everything kind of centers over here really well. So, you know, we pretty much have actually done all the styling. Let's go back to here. Let's put it on to toggle it back on again so that we got all the devices. And let's have a quick look at the sort of the preview. I'm going to bring the size in a wee bit. And as we, actually he'll go up there, but as we come in, then you'll see some of the changes that we made will actually just jump there like that. Okay. So that's actually one of the, I think that might be the laptop view. I'm not sure. We come in again, it'll jump there. This is the slight jump. That'll be a tablet. And that's a tablet. That's the, okay. So something's wrong here. So we need to sort that out. Or hang on, it may have changed. No, it hasn't. Oh yeah. Let's just have a look at that. I like to do these checks just in case, but the other way you could do it, and that's just like I do that sometimes, but the other thing that you do is that you can right click on it and you go into the inspect. Can anybody see that this little box that I'm in? Oh yeah, okay, cool. And let's go and inspect. Okay, that's the mobile view. All right, now you can see when you do it on this one, look at the buttons, sorry, the container with the buttons in it. That's actually looks like it's actually to the edge, so we may have to fix that a little bit. That's the mobile. If you come up here, look for something that says tab. There's a Galaxy tab here. Let's go there. Again, you can see that these are not in line. So that's something to play around with. And even there, even though it looks okay on here, it doesn't really look okay on here. And this is actually the dimensions for Galaxy Tab S4. It's a tablet, so I'm just picking anything really that's a tablet. So that would be something that I would need to play around with. And if you've done the same too, you'd probably need to do that. But it's hard to actually depict where that actually is, where the issue lies with that. But that's saying that it's a tab. It's on a what is it? A vertical view, and that would kind of be this one here. But as you can see, this one looks okay on the vertical view. Okay, let's go back to that again. Let's go. What else is there? Another tab here. I didn't even know if some is iPad Mini. That's a tab, isn't it? Okay, that looks a little bit better. But you can see some of these are touching the sides. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to sort of check the, and I'm going to do this with all of them. I'm going to check the margins. So I'm going to click on this container first, and then I'm going to go one up there. Just check the margins. Let's go block. So there's no margins here. So, okay, go back to here. We want to go a little bit more in. So I'm going to click on the image. I'm going to go into the layout. And you can see here it's got 8. All right. And on this one here, if I go on layout, it's got 8 as well, but I don't see any space in there. If I go one up, nothing there. We go up to the block, nothing there. So I actually don't really see any space in there. And maybe I should just prompt it. Oh, you know, well, it's got spacing, but it's got nothing there. I can't really see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to make these 10. And I'm going to click on this one too as well on the layout, and I'm going to make those 10. So I'm going to do that with all the different boxes down here so that it's all consistent. And now this is affecting all the devices, not just the wider one. And so I'm going to go there, layout, oops, and then that's 10 already. And what's this one? And so like with these actually, oh, okay, layout. With these, if they're not consistent, you will find that and I don't know if you've noticed that when you got it on the mobile view, there's a little bit of an overlap, and you got a little bit of white space towards the edge, the right side edge. Generally means that the spacing is not consistent all the way down. All right, so you need to actually adjust the spacing, but make sure that you're actually on the same. The same, if it's on layout, go make sure that it's on the same as everything else. So I'm just going to go that it's on layout on all the rest. 10, that one there, layout, make that 10. So 8 is the default. It always goes to 8. And that one there. Now, if you click on it and you don't get layout like there, just click on the something on the inside and then go to layout. All right. And let's just 10. Now this one is actually this is not a layout, because that's a layout. It's got 3 containers in here. This is actually just an image in a container. So let's just have a look, see if we go to container. Oh, sorry, hang on. This is no, sorry, this is actually 3 in here, by the way. Sorry. We'll go style element and then have a look at there. There we go. 10. I'm not really worried about these. These are fine. But so what I'm trying to say is that if you're having problems with overlapping and you get a little bit of white space at the edge of your website, that shouldn't be there. More often than not, it's because of the margins, and that the margins are not all consistent with each other on the on whether it be on the block or on the layout or in the container. But yeah, it needs to be consistent. So the other thing is what you can do if it is looking a little bit like, if we go here and you have a look at the mobile view, let's go to the site, and you can see that that's happening there. Then maybe go into the mobile view here, all right, and well, you can actually see it here. It's touching the sides. So if we have a look at this and we have a look at the spacing there, it's got 8. All right, so again, I think I'm going to leave that at 8 because it's a mobile view. On this one here, we're going to go what's that on that? That's that on there, layout. Go layout here, spacing 10. Oh, it doesn't show 10, but look, let's just click on that. And let's just go 8 and then go 10 again. I'm not sure if that's going to do anything. Oh, hang on. Let's correct that. Oh, no, that's what. Let's correct that. Sorry, guys. I've actually put your clock on this one. 8. It will go on the outside. So we need to go container and then 10. I'm not sure if that's going to show. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, it didn't show. So that might need a little bit more investigating. I'm not sure why. I probably just need to go out one more. Let's have a look. We'll go container. No, we want to go there. We want to go layout, spacing. That's 8. That's on the inside though. We might just try on the outside. So we'll go container and then we'll go to the outside. Spacing. Instead of having 10 there, take that off. And then we'll put the 10 here. Now the margin is set to auto. I'm going to take that off and I'm just going to put 10 in there. And hopefully that will give us a little bit more spacing. You can see how you need to play around with it to get the result that you're after. And whether that did anything or not, I'm not too sure. But you can see over here, I think that must have been the one that I was working on over here. Yeah, that must have been the one that's 10 there, but you can see it's touching the edge there. I'm not too sure why. Let's have a quick look. Not sure why it's touching the edge, but let's go back into this again and we'll go into the whole layout thing. Spacing, we've got 8, 8. Let's go container. Yeah, why that's doing that, I'm not too sure. Let's try this. We'll go 8 here. I don't think this is going to do anything, but anyway. There's no sort of actual guide on how to do this properly, because it is like, because with Groove there's so many different things that are going on in the platform, and there's so many different anomalies that sometimes it's just a trial and error thing, and that's how I've kind of picked up on a lot of things. It's just been trial and error, because there are things that happen on the platform in Groove that can't be explained, and you've got to try and rectify it, and you've got to change this and do that and try this and try that. So that's half the reason why. That's probably, that needs a bit more investigating. I'm not particularly worried about it at the moment, but you can see that one's got some space in there. And if we went to that and just had a look to see where that spacing is, so we go up 1, and the spacing is in the, is it in the block? No. So the spacing is actually in the container, or the layout, I should say, there. All right. Now, if we did the same here, we're on the layout, but we've got space in there, but it's not working. So I'm just going to try this. No, that's nothing. Let's go. Go one more up. And try this one here. Yeah, doesn't actually, I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to go to the block and then just see if that works. Yeah, okay, that works. So let's just have a look. I know we're spending a bit of time on this, but it is actually important. See, yeah, it kind of has worked. But see, all the rest are actually, all the rest is actually still touching. So if we go down here, and let's just say, instead of having it on the layout, we'll take that one off. And then we're just going to consistently just use the block as the spacing for all of them. That way then it's more uniformed block. But you get the picture, right? So at the end of the day, there's a way to fix it and still be consistent in the selection, because what we don't want, that one looks like it's got 8 in there somewhere, so we need to go into container there, take that off. And that one there, block. The whole idea is to make it look good on a mobile device. That's pretty much all you really should be just, that's something that you need to really emphasize when you're actually doing these websites, because what you don't want it to look all funny on a mobile, because people will just actually go on to your site, and because it looks distorted and it doesn't look right and things are overlapping, then they're just going to go somewhere else. All right. Okay, so let's just try this again one more time. I'm going to get rid of all these things here. And hopefully it just looks a little bit better. All right, and it does. So we've got some spacing there. If anything, I probably need to make the headings a little bit smaller, which I can do on that view, okay, on the mobile view. So if I, let's just do that there. And I'm just going to make that, let's make that 32. And just have a quick look at that. Sorry, this one here, 32. Right, yeah, that looks better. So I've just made the heading a little bit smaller so it doesn't act like this here. So if I fix that one there, make that 30. Well, that's actually 28. Not sure why. Okay. 28, 32. Let's just make this 32, and hopefully what it will do is it will actually go underneath itself. So just click on there, make that 32, and then we'll center that. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. So I'm going to do that in another, in my own time, but I'm going to fix all the rest of it. But yeah, maybe use the block to actually add some margin, just so that, because normally when you're scrolling down and if it's out of sync, this will start moving around, this whole thing, like the whole, if something's out of line or something hasn't got the correct spacing, you'll get movement. If it has got good spacing, then you won't get that movement. All right. Okay, let's just see what we're up to here. Oh no, I think we've probably spent a little bit too long on this one. Yeah, we actually have. So what's the time here? All right, so navigation bar, parent and child pages, mega menu. So what we're going to go do on this one here, click on that, go into the widescreen. Looks like I made the changes to that and not the other. Okay, so I want to take that off. Container, nav, where's it speed? So I'm just fixing this. Sorry, guys. No. Space. Go one up. Oh, yeah. Well, it's not moving. Okay. Not too sure why that's not moving, but anyway, we'll leave it like it is at the moment. That one shouldn't be like that. That should be. Let's see. Change. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Sorry about that. So let's go to the menu, the navigation bar. We're going to add some pages. So I'm just going to add a page in here, a blank page, and we're just going to put a container in there, or block, I should say, for now. But what I'm going to do is kind of like just go back to the home page, and then we're just going to actually jump a little bit ahead in terms of the blocks. So I'm going to go back to the home page as soon as it goes back to there. And I'm going to make these into global blocks. So that one there, I'm going to make it and turn it into a global block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the favorite star there. Then I'm going to, it's a new block, and then I'm going to add it to my demo site, or what was it? It was called the Groove membership there. I'm going to add it to that, and I'm just going to create block. Now, once you create the block, you need to go to pages again, come down to global blocks, and then you need to add a global block. All right. Just click blank template, and then you'll get this here. From there, click on the plus icon there, and we want to go to saved, because we saved that block, and we want to go down to where we saved it to, which was the Groove membership. All right, and there it is there. So we're going to add that in, and let's name the block. Let's call it the nav bar. All right. Oh. And then we know that that's that one. Okay. And then save and exit. So now we've got a global block, and then let's do the same for the footer. But 10 minutes left. Okay, cool. Let's do the same for the footer. Go down here, select all that, go save, and we want to save it to our membership one, and then create. All right, come back up to here, and then add. Sorry, here. Come back to here, pages, add a global block, template, add the block that we just saved. Yeah. And rename it to footer. And then save. Okay. And then save and exit. All right, so now what we've got is we've got two global blocks, and simply now what we do is we go to the page that we actually created, which was this one here. Something's not working here. Let me just refresh this. So sometimes this happens. Things just don't work properly, just refresh it. These are some of the, and now it works. So I'm going to click on this one here, which is our page one. And we've already got a block in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the global block, which was the nav bar, or the navigation bar. We're going to come over to global blocks, and then we're going to add the nav bar, onto there. And then underneath this, we're going to add the footer. All right, so now we've got those there. If I make any changes to any of the footer or the actual nav bar, it will actually do it to the rest of the pages as well. So not just to that one page, it'll do it to all of them. And that's why it's a global block. So any changes you make to one page on the global block, it'll affect all the rest, which is what you want, because you want consistency throughout the pages. All right, so on here, we're just going to name that page. Let's just call that we'll rename it About Us. All right, and that should come up here on the menu. All right, you can see that there's the friendly URL still says page 1. So what we want to do is we want to come over to the settings. Make sure you're on the About Us page or whatever page you're working on. Come over to settings. All right, you've got About Us there. We do want to make it About Us here as well. And you need to make sure that you put a, what do you call it? Dash or hyphen, whatever you want to call it, in there. And then click on that. All right. So now that we've got that page there, we're going to just create one more. And I think, what was the other page that I was going to create? A sec. I know Karen's just prompted me probably about was it 8 minutes ago that we're actually that we're actually gonna we're coming up to top of the hour, so we probably need to actually try and finish off soon. I'm going to make this page let's make this one courses. Courses. So one more page there. So all we're doing is we're creating sub pages, if you like. Again, we're going to add a block into that, just an empty block. And then on top of it, we're going to add our nav bar, go to global blocks, nav bar, go to the bottom, add our footer. All right. Okay, let's come in there. So that's page 2. We're just going to change that and we're going to call that courses. And the same here. Now it's just small font with lowercase. We don't need to do capitals or anything like that for the page slug. And then always make sure you tick it. You click on the check mark. All right. So we've actually got 1, 2, 3 pages that are actually sitting up on here, up the top here on the menu. Now those are pages that are actually showing. But if we're going to do another page, like say, for instance, if we create another page that says submitted, then we want to hide that one. So I'm just going to create an empty block. All right. We really don't need to put a footer or nav bar on this one. So all we're going to do is we're going to name this page submitted, because no one's going to see this on the menu. And what we want to do is we want to hide it, because it's that's a page when someone actually submits a message or whatever on your form, then this is the page it'll be directed to. But we're going to add something in there. So I'm just going to put something in there for now. Actually, let's just create another block. Let's just go to one of these blocks for now. We'll go wireframe, and we'll just put that in there. We'll get rid of this empty block here. All right, so that's going to say submitted. We're just going to obviously do the styling on that, which is not going to be a hell of a lot. We may put something on the bottom, but it's not going to be the footer. It's going to be something else, because we don't want anybody to actually be able to link to any of our pages on the submitted page. All right, we just want them to go to that page once they submit something. So we're going to hide this, and we're going to go down to hide from navigation bar, and that'll take it down here. So what should happen is when we go back to the main page, that should have disappeared off the menu, off the navigation bar. So let's go back to there now. While it's doing that, I'm gonna switch over to here. Pop-ups and notification bar, available blocks, custom attributes. Okay, cool. We may have to cover those tomorrow. I did it there towards the end of the 5 days. I did actually have enough space at there towards the end of it to actually where I can actually squeeze more stuff in. So that's probably what we'll have to do. We probably won't be covering all this today by the looks of it, but we can actually stick it into another day. So that's not a problem. All right, so we're here. You can see the submitted page is not up on the nav bar, so that's what we want, because that's something that's not going to be seen and we don't want people to access it, right? So that's all cool. One more thing that I should actually say is that we should start actually naming your blocks. So over here, this block here, we're going to call that, you see it just says block, we're going to call that stats. And you don't have to worry about being sort of case sensitive. Over here, we're going to call this, it's another block. We're just going to go features or featured, or we'll just go courses. Yeah, oops, let's be consistent. Courses, and then make sure after you've typed it in, go enter, and that will make it stick. All right. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to select that as a block, and we're going there. Okay, we're going to select that as a block. We go into edit, and then we're going to call this, what was this one? Funnels, GrooveFunnels. Groove. Now, there's a reason why we actually name these blocks, because what we don't want is we don't want to be linking to these blocks, but we don't know which one it is. So it's good if you actually name them. We don't have to really do that one there. We can, this one here is email marketing. You can see how it stayed like GrooveFunnels like that. You just need to click off there and then click back on and then change it. So email, I'm just going to put email and then enter. Make sure you do the enter, otherwise it won't stay there. And this one here is website. Okay, website. And then enter. We could probably call this one, basically just call it what you want in these different sections. So you can even do the same for step 1, step 2, step 3. You can just put S1, S2, S3 for the name of the block. So you get the idea, right? So you just need to name your blocks. Make sure it's actually not every block, but the most important part where, you know, well, the most important part of that actual block. So of that section, I should say. So we don't really need to actually name that one. We just need to name the thing up above it, which actually brings us, if we do click on a link, it's going to bring us to that page or to that block. All right. So do the same for all the rest of them. Let's just quickly go back, and we've probably got one more thing that we can do. So we kind of covered the parent and child pages. Basically, we've done some sub pages, and there's going to be a reason for that later on, and I'm going to show you. But we're going to cover like the mega menu. We've done the global blocks. The notification bar we'll just cover quickly now, because that's something that's nice and simple and straightforward. So I'm going to go up to here. I'm going to click on the navigation bar, and then I'm going to add another block above it. All right. And I'm going to go to wireframe and go down to, let's have a look if it's there. Not sure if it's there or not. Let's try another one. Let's try designer. One of these actually had notifications. I'm sure it did. Maybe not. Wireframe. All right. So with a notification bar, it's just really a block. You can actually just put a block in there, and then like if you want to put some text in there, we're going to put some text. So let's just put in maybe an H3 text. All right. And all we're going to do is we're going to center that. And we're just going to go sign up today. Get your free bonus. All right, so I'm just going to make that bigger, slightly bigger. Let's make that sort of like 28. Let's make it bold. And then we'll make it white. Oh. Then we'll click on the block itself and we'll change the background. And I'm just going to be consistent with my colors, and I'm going to make that red. Right. That doesn't look that centered, so we need to probably add some space in there. So go on the block again. Let's have a look at the spacing. Let's just put maybe 10 there. Okay, just so that, we'll make that 8 actually. Just so that it looks a little bit balanced. Try 6. Yeah, that's better. All right, so we've got a bit of a notification bar up there. So sign up today, which really sticks out. So let's just have a quick look. And I think we'll end it on this one. And then we'll cover the other stuff. As I said, I have actually put some space aside on the last day where we can actually squeeze a bit more in. So that's what we're going to do. So this is where we're up to so far. All right, that's a little bit, looks like I've done something there, which made it out of center. So I'm going to go back and fix that up. But everything else looks pretty cool. But yeah, so that's where, let's just finish on that note. And like I said, we go back to our thing here, we're going to be covering the pop-ups, the custom attributes, and the embed codes. All right. Custom attributes is a nice and it's a good one. So then on the next day as well, we'll probably cover some of these. That should be actually pretty quick to go through. This one here, so that's this is all to do with SEO, by the way. You know, having the type of content that you've got, the tags, heading tags, the images, the alt text, the legal pages, that's all part of SEO, and I'll explain why tomorrow. And we're going to do the configure the site settings, and we're going to configure the SEO settings. So we'll try and cover all that plus this these other ones that I mentioned tomorrow. That's me, Karen. We'll stop it there. We're a little bit over time.
Well,
Back
one
to you.
thing we do have at, make sure, okay. One thing that we do here at Groove Asia is over deliver. So over delivery is kind of like our style and what we do, because we have so much that we want to share. So we do appreciate you. We do appreciate you, Peter, for all that you've done here so far and what you're going to be doing tomorrow and for the rest of this week. I am excited. Guys, if y'all haven't learned anything else and during this process throughout this week, click those buttons. Start practicing. Get into that software and start clicking buttons to find out what it is. The Groove platform has so much to run your businesses, to get it going, to make things exactly like you want it to, but it does require practice. It does require practice in what you are doing to get the things exactly like you want it to be. Okay, so get in there, click some buttons, and move some things around. As you see, there's so much that can be done, and it's the little things that can get you stuck. So appreciative and grateful that Peter's going through all of this with us to show you that it can be done to get things just like you want it to be. Also, to help you to get things like you want it to be, I do want to show you on other things that we're doing here in the GrooveAsia community. If you could go to our calendar, if you go to GrooveAsia.cm / just go to GrooveAsia.cm right now, and there should be a link to our calendar. And just to let you know other things that are coming up. So we're right here, and this is down in the Eastern time zone, which is down here in the bottom right hand corner, and you could turn this to whatever time zone that you want to be. You just click the hyperlink right here, and the time zone part will come up for you to change it to your time zone. But we're here at the Take Action series, and in just about 5 hours we're going to be doing the live mastermind retreat preview. That's going to be happening in March of this 2025. We'd like for you to join us. If you have any questions, want to hear more information about what we're going to be doing in Tokyo in March of 2025, come to the preview. Come to the preview to get your answers question. I'll be there, Peter will be there, and we'll be able to answer your questions at that time. So those are things that are happening. Again, we have the small group coaching that's going to be happening. This is East Coast USA time, so at 10 a.m. East Coast USA time. If you have any questions about working with the software, digital marketing, online entrepreneurship, that's what this small group coaching is all about and what it's for. We're going to continue on with our Take Action series. We have 2 more days, which is so exciting because, as you see, there's a lot to cover, and Peter has just been going through it quite diligently. And then we have the GrooveAsia Power Hour, and that's just us all coming together and work independently. And if you also have questions about what we're doing here on the Take Action series, Peter will be there on Thursday, and he go be able to work with you then. Okay, so that's what's happening with our GrooveAsia community. Now, if you have any questions, we're going to be here for just a few more minutes after we shut off the YouTube channel. If you have any questions, come on in here to the Zoom. Now is the time to do it. There is a link in the descriptions, and if you don't see it in the descriptions, just refresh your browser. You will see it in the descriptions, and there's also one in the chat too. So I'm going to be ending this live stream for YouTube. And for those that are here in the room, just staying here in the room for just a few minutes. If you have any questions, you could go ahead and put them in the chat box, and we'll answer your questions in just a moment. For those of you on YouTube,